Our teams are embedded with your teams every single day. And that really makes a big difference because it flows through to the content that we create, both in written and live form, because we're hearing what's going on in our markets, within our clients, and what we do, and we work that into every piece of content that we create, both written and live.
There is, again, keeping up with the technologies and leveraging whatever you can, and then being really, really intelligent about how you approach your business.
Now it's time for us to embrace that scarcity. Now it's time for us to say, you know what, we have less ads, but they're really good and they should cost more, right? We should be pounding our chest the way Les Moonves is saying, you guys don't buy it, it's all going away.
It's hard to pinpoint a single one. I think the three that you asked about before, which is ad blocking, ad fraud, and viewability, those I think are three primary topics. I think functionally maybe a fourth one might be the pervasiveness of programmatic in such a manner that when you're defining programmatic, you're not looking at it as the real-time bid. You're looking at it as data-driven investment, and the way that it has to become more ubiquitous, and the way that it becomes a currency, and the way that it has to have an impact on our industry. Driving that and making that a priority, I think, are very, very important functions for the quality on behalf of our marketers.
Fraud continues, I think, to evolve the fastest and is one that maybe is harder to get people to talk about still, although that has moved forward quite a bit.
I think it's still viewability. The real reason there is 50% of ads are still on average not viewable, or 47% of display ads. While non-human traffic is certainly something as an industry we want to watch, as we saw from multiple kind of measurement companies today, that number is in the low single digits for non-human traffic. So it just doesn't match up as an equal sized problem.
There's so much confusion in that space, but the worst part is because there's a market for really, really cheap inventory with no visibility, it's just a hunting license for people that are evil geniuses to produce more sophisticated bots.
If you want that right audience next to the right content and you want to measure it for viewability, audibility, great, we can do that. We have that. It's just, there's less inventory that can be measured in that way.
The more that we can clean it up collectively, we can start to introduce scarcity into the market, and then maybe supply and demand starts to take hold, and we have an actual marketplace to trade on rather than what are frankly some made up numbers.
You look at Facebook and Twitter, right? They have different standards.
They made
what
up
they
their own,
consider
which is awesome.
Viewability, right? So right there, two huge platforms that we buy from have different definitions of what a viewable impression is. Yep. Then you start getting into mobile, and those standards may or may not be the same. So yeah, it is going to be very fragmented. But I think it's important that up front you have that conversation between buyer and seller, and what the standard is that you're buying against, and everyone's on the same page. So that's that's going to be critical.
The standard will free you to do more and be more innovative.
Finding the right audience inside a brand safe environment that delivers the right scale, similar to television, is definitely a big challenge.
We had a great day today at the 614 Group Brand Safety Summit, our third edition. We had excellent speakers. Our sponsors, we can't do this without them, so we're super grateful.
Fewer, better ads.
Higher rates.
Make more money.
Learn how at the
614 Group
Brand Safety Summit.